Have you ever felt like you were different? Not in the way that others might see you, but in the way you experience the world? Perhaps you sense things that others miss, or carry a weight in your heart that no one truly understands. If you have, then you are not just ordinary. You possess a soul unlike any other, a soul capable of profound depth, resilience, and connection. And today, we explore why that is not a burden but a gift. The journey to self-realization is one of the most profound aspects of the human experience. It is the process of discovering who we truly are beyond the masks we wear for society and the roles we play in our daily lives. For those with a special soul, this journey can be deeply intense, filled with questioning, introspection, and a desire to understand the mysteries of existence. The search for self-realization is not an easy path. It is often fraught with discomfort, confusion, and moments of profound disorientation. But for those who walk this path, it is a transformative journey, one that can lead to an understanding of the deeper layers of the self and the universe. Self-realization begins with a sense of inner knowing, a quiet feeling that there is more to life than what we are taught by society, by our families, and by the external world. It is a recognition that the world's answers are not sufficient to satisfy the longing of the soul. This desire for deeper understanding may begin in subtle ways. Perhaps you feel disconnected from the life you are living, as though something vital is missing. Even though everything on the surface may appear fine, this feeling can lead to a deep desire to search for meaning, to understand why things are the way they are, and to uncover truths that lie beneath the surface of daily existence. For those with a special soul, this search is not merely an intellectual pursuit. It is a deep, almost existential need to align oneself with one's true essence. The soul, in this case, is not content with superficial achievements or external validation. It seeks to understand the deeper patterns of life and the unconscious forces that shape our experience. This search for self-realization often involves confronting the parts of ourselves that we might prefer to ignore, our fears, our wounds, our unresolved conflicts, and the aspects of our personality that we may consider undesirable. It is through this process of confrontation and integration that we begin to uncover the true self, the self that lies beyond the conditioning of our upbringing and the expectations placed upon us by society. However, the path to self-realization is not linear. It often involves moments of confusion, doubt, and even despair. You may find yourself questioning the meaning of everything, wondering if you will ever truly understand your place in the world. There are moments when it seems as though the world is full of distractions, pulling you away from your deeper purpose. The journey to self-realization is filled with tests of patience and persistence. It asks you to look within, to trust in your own inner wisdom, and to accept that the answers may not come quickly or easily. For those who embark on this journey, the process of self-realization often involves a confrontation with the unconscious mind. We are not always aware of the forces that govern our thoughts and behaviors. Our unconscious desires, unresolved emotions, and hidden memories shape much of what we do and how we experience the world. To realize the true self, it is necessary to bring these unconscious elements into consciousness, to become aware of the patterns that shape our lives and understand how they influence our decisions and relationships. This process requires courage and vulnerability, as it often involves facing uncomfortable truths about ourselves. In the midst of this internal struggle, there is also the possibility of profound growth and transformation. When we begin to understand ourselves more fully, we also begin to recognize the interconnectedness of all things. Self-realization involves the recognition that we are not isolated beings, but part of a larger, more inner workings we begin to see the reflections of our inner world in the outer world. Our relationships, our work, and our experiences become opportunities for growth and self-discovery. Self-realization is not about reaching a final destination or achieving perfection. Rather, it is about continually deepening our understanding of ourselves and our place in the world. It is about embracing the full spectrum of our humanity, the light and the shadow, and learning to live in harmony with both. Those with a special soul are not simply searching for knowledge. They are seeking a profound connection with their own essence and with the world around them. This is not a pursuit for the faint-hearted or the easily satisfied, but for those who are willing to embark on a lifelong journey of growth, healing, and awakening. Through the process of self-realization, we come to understand that we are not defined by the roles we play in society, by our job titles, or by the opinions of others. We are defined by something much deeper, the essence of who we are, beyond the external circumstances and labels. This understanding allows us to live more authentically, to make choices that align with our true selves, and to cultivate a life that is rich with meaning and purpose. The journey toward self-realization is a journey of liberation. It frees us from the chains of external expectations and allows us to live from a place of inner truth. It enables us to embrace the fullness of our humanity, accepting both our strengths and our weaknesses, and to live in alignment with the deeper wisdom of the soul. For those with a special soul, this journey is not a choice, it is a calling. It is the soul's inherent desire to know itself, to awaken to its true nature, and to live fully in the world. Through this process, we become more than just individuals. We become a living expression of the truth that resides within us all. Individuals with a special soul often experience a deep sense of isolation, not because they are disconnected from the world around them, but because they sense that they are not like everyone else. This feeling of being different is not always outwardly visible. It is an internal experience that often cannot be explained by mere circumstances. Those who possess a special soul may feel misunderstood by others, as if they are living in a reality that others cannot see or grasp. This sense of separation can be profound and difficult to navigate, as it can lead to feelings of loneliness and confusion, even when surrounded by others. The isolation that many of these individuals experience is not born out of a lack of social connection, but rather out of a deeper understanding that they do not fit into the conventional molds of society. From a young age, they may feel as though they are observing the world rather than fully participating in it, seeing things through a different lens that makes them feel apart from others. While many people are concerned with fitting in, following the crowd, and conforming to societal expectations, those with a special soul often find themselves questioning these norms and wondering if there is something more to life than the surface-level pursuits that dominate everyday life. This feeling of isolation can manifest in many ways. For some, it is an emotional isolation, the sense that no one truly understands them or their inner world. For others, it may be intellectual isolation, as they struggle to find people who share their depth of curiosity and the desire to explore the mysteries of existence. There is a constant tension between the desire to connect with others and the recognition that those around them may not be able to meet them at the level of understanding they crave. This discrepancy can create a sense of alienation, where individuals feel that they are forever on the outside, looking in, even when they are in the company of others. At the same time, this isolation often leads to a greater sense of self-reliance. Because they do not feel fully understood by others, people with a special soul may turn inward, relying on their own inner resources to navigate life. This internal journey of self-discovery can be both empowering and isolating. On one hand, It fosters a sense of independence and personal strength. On the other hand, it can deepen the sense of being alone, as the individual realizes that the answers they seek cannot always be found outside of themselves. This is a difficult paradox to navigate. The more they seek connection, the more they realize that the answers to their deeper questions must come from within. The isolation experienced by those with a special soul is often accompanied by a heightened sensitivity to the energies around them. Because they are so attuned to the deeper layers of reality, they may pick up on subtle emotional cues, energy shifts, and unspoken dynamics in relationships and social settings. This sensitivity, while a gift in many ways, can also contribute to their sense of separation. They may sense that others are not aware of the invisible forces at play in their lives, or that they themselves are constantly absorbing and processing emotions and energies that others are unaware of. This can create a feeling of being overwhelmed by the world, and further intensify the sense of isolation. In addition to emotional and intellectual isolation, individuals with a special soul may also experience spiritual isolation. They may feel as though they are walking a unique path that others cannot fully comprehend. Their spiritual experiences, their connection to the unseen world, and their deeper understanding of the nature of existence can create a chasm between them and the people around them. This spiritual isolation is often difficult to articulate because it involves experiences and understandings that cannot be easily put into words. When they attempt to share their insights, they may be met with confusion, skepticism, or even indifference, which only deepens the feeling of being alone in their journey. However, this isolation is not always a negative experience. For many, it becomes a necessary part of their spiritual and personal development. In some ways, the solitude forces them to turn inward and confront the truths of their own being. It becomes a space where they can truly get to know themselves, away from the distractions and expectations of the outside world. The isolation allows them to refine their sense of purpose and to cultivate a deeper connection with their inner wisdom. It becomes a period of growth and transformation, where they can shed the false identities that they have adopted over time and emerge as a more authentic version of themselves. The process of embracing isolation also involves learning to accept the uniqueness of one's journey. Over time, those who walk this path may come to understand that their sense of separation is not a reflection of inadequacy or failure, but rather an expression of their distinctiveness. They may come to see their journey as a sacred one, where the moments of solitude and introspection are essential for their growth and evolution. This understanding can help alleviate some of the pain associated with isolation as they begin to embrace their individuality rather than resist it. As individuals with a special soul continue to navigate their path, they may eventually find that the sense of isolation begins to shift. They may encounter like-minded souls along the way, individuals who resonate with their deeper experiences and share their thirst for meaning. These connections, though rare, can be profoundly transformative. They remind them that they are not truly alone and that there are others who understand the complexity of their inner world. These relationships can offer the connection they crave and serve as a reminder that, even in moments of solitude, they are part of a larger, interconnected whole. The isolation experienced by those with the special soul is both a challenge and a blessing. It forces them to confront the depths of their own being, to refine their sense of self, and to cultivate an inner strength that can carry them through even the most difficult of times. And while they may often feel separate from others, this isolation ultimately leads them to a deeper understanding of their place in the world and their connection to the greater whole. Those with a special soul tend to have a profound sense of purpose and an inner calling, which often manifests as a deep need to contribute something meaningful to the world. This sense of purpose is not a fleeting desire or a passing ambition, but rather an intrinsic drive that propels them forward, even when the path is unclear or fraught with challenges. People with a special soul often feel as though they are meant to play a unique role in the grand scheme of things, and their actions are motivated by a deep sense of responsibility to fulfill this role. From an early age, these individuals may sense that their lives are not meant to be ordinary or conventional. They feel that they are part of something larger than themselves, and that they have a responsibility to contribute in a way that aligns with their deepest values and beliefs. This awareness of their purpose can be both empowering and overwhelming, as it carries with it the weight of knowing that their actions matter on a larger scale. They may often find themselves grappling with questions like, "Why am I here?" or "What is the greater meaning of my existence?" These questions are not born out of existential doubt, but rather out of a deep desire to understand how their life fits into the larger tapestry of existence. This sense of purpose is often accompanied by a strong inner calling, an intuitive sense of direction that guides their decisions and actions. While others may follow the conventional paths laid out for them, individuals with a special soul often feel compelled to go off the beaten track. They may be drawn to fields or pursuits that seem unconventional, or even risky, but that resonate with their inner sense of meaning. This calling can take many forms, whether it is a desire to create art, to heal, to teach, to serve others, or to contribute to the greater good in some other way. The specific nature of the calling may vary from person to person, but the underlying drive remains the same: the need to fulfill a purpose that transcends the ordinary. The journey toward fulfilling this purpose is rarely linear. Individuals with a special soul often face setbacks, obstacles, and periods of uncertainty as they navigate the path that is uniquely their own. There may be moments of doubt or confusion when the purpose seems unclear, or when external circumstances make it seem impossible to achieve their goals. During these times, it can be tempting to abandon the pursuit or to question whether the sense of purpose is merely a figment of their imagination. However, those with a special soul often find that their purpose is not something they can simply walk away from. Even when the path is difficult or unclear, they continue to feel the pull of their calling, urging them to persist. This inner calling also manifests in a deep sense of alignment with their values. People with a special soul often have a strong moral compass and an unwavering commitment to living authentically according to their highest principles. They are not motivated by external rewards such as fame, wealth, or recognition. Instead, their drive comes from within. They feel compelled to live in a way that is true to their deeper self. Regardless of external validation or approval, this sense of integrity often leads them to make choices that may seem unconventional or difficult, but that align with their sense of purpose. One of the challenges that individuals with a special soul often face is the tension between their inner calling and the expectations of society. The world around them may not always understand or support their desire to pursue a path that is not mainstream or traditional. They may encounter criticism or resistance from others who view their choices as impractical or unrealistic. Despite this, individuals with a special soul often find that their sense of purpose is not something that can be easily compromised. It is something that resides deep within them, and no amount of external pressure can extinguish it. As they continue on their journey, these individuals may also encounter moments of synchronicity, those seemingly magical moments when events align in such a way that it feels as though the universe itself is conspiring to help them fulfill their purpose. These synchronicities can serve as confirmation that they are on the right path, offering encouragement and support when the journey feels uncertain. These moments of alignment can provide a sense of reassurance that their efforts are not in vain, even when the road ahead seems difficult. The deeper understanding of purpose that individuals with a special soul possess also informs their relationships with others. They are not simply seeking to achieve personal success or satisfaction. They are driven by a desire to contribute to the greater good. This sense of responsibility to others is a key aspect of their purpose, whether it is through their work, their art, their relationships, or their contributions to society. Individuals with a special soul often seek to leave a lasting impact on the world. They may feel a deep responsibility to share their knowledge, to inspire others, or to help create positive change in the world around them. This drive to contribute can sometimes create a sense of frustration, especially when they feel that the world is not ready for the changes they wish to bring about. The process of fulfilling their purpose is often slow and incremental, requiring patience and perseverance. However, individuals with a special soul are often willing to sacrifice immediate gratification in order to fulfill their long-term vision. They understand that meaningful change takes time, and that their contributions, no matter how small they may seem in the moment, are part of a larger movement toward a more purposeful and enlightened world. The pursuit of purpose is not without its challenges, but for those with a special soul, it is an essential part of their existence. It is the force that drives them forward, the fire that burns within them even when the world seems indifferent. They may experience moments of doubt, struggle, and even failure, but the sense of purpose continues to guide them, providing them with the strength and resilience to keep moving forward. It is this unwavering commitment to their inner calling that sets them apart, that makes them not ordinary, but extraordinary, because they are living a life that is deeply aligned with the essence of who they truly are. From a young age, those with a special soul may find themselves highly attuned to the moods and emotions of those around them. They are often the ones who sense when someone is feeling down, even if that person hasn't said a word. They may notice shifts in energy, the subtle changes in body language, or the unspoken tension in a room. This heightened sensitivity allows them to form deep, meaningful connections with others, as they can easily pick up on emotional cues and respond with a level of empathy and understanding that is rare. Their ability to intuitively sense what others are feeling can make them excellent listeners, friends, and companions. They are often the ones people turn to when they need comfort, understanding, or a safe space to express their emotions. However, this sensitivity is not without its challenges. People with a special soul can become overwhelmed by the intensity of others' emotions, especially if they are surrounded by individuals who are emotionally charged or negative. The energy of others can feel almost invasive as they absorb the emotions of those around them without consciously choosing to do so. This can lead to feelings of emotional fatigue as they constantly process and internalize the emotions they encounter. In extreme cases, they may even find themselves feeling emotionally drained or burdened by the weight of the world around them. The constant exposure to the emotional states of others can leave them feeling like they are carrying the emotional burdens of others, even when those burdens are not their own. The sensitivity can also create a sense of isolation or loneliness. While they are able to deeply understand others, they may find it difficult to connect with those who do not share or appreciate their level of emotional awareness. Their ability to perceive the hidden emotions of others can sometimes create a feeling of disconnection, as they realize that most people operate on a more surface level. They may feel misunderstood or out of sync with those who do not share their depth of emotional insight. This can lead to feelings of loneliness or alienation, as they long for deeper, more authentic connections, but often find themselves surrounded by individuals who cannot fully understand or relate to their emotional experiences. Despite these challenges, individuals with special soul often learn to navigate their sensitivity with grace and self-awareness. Over time, they may develop mechanisms to protect themselves from becoming overwhelmed by the emotions of others. They may learn to set boundaries, to filter the emotional energy they take in, and to engage in practices that help them maintain emotional balance. Meditation, mindfulness, and self-care are often crucial tools for individuals with a special soul, as these practices allow them to reconnect with their own emotional center and prevent emotional burnout. In many ways, their heightened sensitivity is also a gift. It allows them to form deep, authentic connections with others and to offer support and understanding in ways that others cannot. Their ability to sense what others are feeling enables them to provide comfort, advice, or a listening ear when it is needed most. This makes them invaluable friends, partners, and healers, as their presence can have a profound effect on those around them. They are often able to offer insights or guidance that come from a deep understanding of the human condition, and their ability to empathize with others creates a sense of trust and safety in their relationships. Their sensitivity allows them to appreciate the beauty and complexity of the world in a way that others may not. They are often drawn to art, nature, and music, as these are channels through which they can express and process their emotions. The world around them is rich with color, texture, and energy, and they are uniquely attuned to these subtleties. This ability to perceive the world on a deeper level can lead them to create or experience beauty in ways that others might miss, whether it is through art, writing, or simply observing the natural world. Individuals with a special soul often find solace and inspiration in their heightened sensitivity. At the same time, this sensitivity also fosters a deep sense of compassion. They are deeply aware of the struggles and pains of others, and they often feel compelled to alleviate suffering wherever they can. Their natural empathy drives them to serve, to heal, and to offer comfort to those who are in pain. This compassion extends not only to the people in their immediate circle, but also to the broader world. Many individuals with a special soul feel a sense of responsibility to contribute to causes that align with their values. Whether it is through social justice work, environmental activism, or humanitarian efforts, their sensitivity fuels their desire to make the world a better place, and they often channel their emotional awareness into positive action. However, this sensitivity is not without its costs. People with a special soul may struggle with the emotional intensity of the world around them. The constant influx of emotional energy from others can leave them feeling overwhelmed, especially if they do not have the tools or support to manage it. They may experience emotional highs and lows that are influenced by the energies of others, leading to periods of emotional instability or imbalance. At times, they may feel like they are caught in a sea of emotions, unable to find a solid footing. This emotional tumult can be draining, and it is not uncommon for individuals with a special soul to retreat into solitude in order to restore their sense of balance and peace. In many ways, the heightened sensitivity of individuals with a special soul is a reflection of their deep connection to the human experience. They are more attuned to the nuances of emotion, energy, and connection than most, and this awareness allows them to navigate the world in a profoundly meaningful way. While it can be challenging at times, their sensitivity is ultimately a gift that allows them to understand, connect, and heal in ways that others cannot. It is this ability to sense the world deeply and to respond with compassion that makes them stand out, not as ordinary, but as individuals with a special soul. Individuals with a special soul often face moments of profound inner conflict where they may question their purpose, their place in the world, and whether their experiences are aligned with their true calling. This inner turmoil can be seen as an essential part of their growth, as they continuously seek deeper meaning and understanding in all aspects of their lives. The very nature of a special soul is often tied to the quest for self-realization, a journey that is not linear, but filled with challenges, moments of doubt, and periods of self-discovery. They are individuals who feel the weight of existential questions on a deeper level, questioning the meaning of their existence, their relationships, and their contribution to the world. For these individuals, the search for purpose is not just a passing thought. It is an ongoing process that often leads them to challenge societal norms, expectations, and the paths that most others follow. They may feel disconnected from conventional structures or find it difficult to conform to societal expectations. This is because their internal compass guides them towards something deeper, something beyond the surface. It might feel like a calling, a drive to understand more about the mysteries of life, the universe, and the intricate web of human connections. This yearning for understanding often takes them on a journey of spiritual or intellectual exploration, leading them to dive into philosophy, psychology, religion, or other forms of self-reflection. However, this quest for meaning is not always clear or straightforward. The individual with a special soul may feel torn between various aspects of their personality and existence. They might experience conflicting emotions, desires, and ambitions that pull them in different directions. One moment, they may feel a deep connection to their creative side, longing to express themselves through art, writing, or music. The next, they might feel compelled to engage in more intellectual pursuits, seeking to understand the deeper laws that govern the universe, or to make sense of the complexities of human behavior. This constant shifting between different identities and passions can create confusion, as they try to make sense of who they truly are and what they are meant to do. One of the most challenging aspects of this inner conflict is the sense of alienation that often accompanies it. Individuals with a special soul may feel that they do not fit in with the rest of society, as their desires and ambitions do not align with the mainstream ideals. This can lead to feelings of isolation, as they may struggle to find like-minded individuals who understand their deep inner world. They might feel as though they are walking a path that is uniquely their own, yet lonely because others do not fully comprehend their journey. This isolation can be particularly painful because their inner world is rich, full of potential and longing for connection, but the external world seems too shallow or disconnected to meet them at that level. Their quest for meaning and purpose can also create tension within their relationships. As they grow and evolve, they may outgrow certain relationships that no longer align with their values or beliefs. This can lead to a sense of loss as they let go of people or situations that once held importance to them. It is not that these individuals are inherently dismissive of others. It is more that their personal growth leads them to explore new ways of thinking, new dimensions of existence that are not shared by everyone around them. The resulting shift in their relationships can be a difficult and painful experience, as they may feel misunderstood or rejected by those they care about. The process of outgrowing relationships can lead to an increased sense of loneliness, as they must navigate the complex emotions that arise from shedding old versions of themselves. Despite these challenges, the inner conflict experienced by individuals with a special soul also acts as a catalyst for transformation. Their search for purpose often leads them to confront their deepest fears, insecurities, and doubts. It forces them to ask the difficult questions. What am I truly meant to do in this life? What is my contribution to the world? How can I align my actions with my soul's purpose? These questions push them to dig deeper into their own psyche, often leading to profound personal revelations. They may come to realize that their purpose is not something to be found outside of themselves, but something to be uncovered through self-exploration and inner work. This journey of self-discovery is often marked by moments of enlightenment. These moments may not always be grand or dramatic, but they can be deeply transformative. A small insight, a shift in perspective, or a new understanding can be enough to propel them forward on their journey. These moments serve as confirmation that they are on the right path, even when the journey is uncertain, worthy of pursuit. They can find solace in the understanding that the search for meaning and purpose is not about reaching a final destination, but rather about embracing the process of becoming. In the midst of inner conflict, individuals with a special soul also learn to cultivate resilience. The challenges they face often push them to develop a greater sense of inner strength and determination. They come to understand that the path to self-realization is not always smooth, but it is through the struggles and setbacks that they grow the most. They learn to trust in themselves and in the process, knowing that each step, no matter how difficult, brings them closer to understanding their true nature. This resilience also allows them to accept their imperfections and embrace the complexities of their inner world. They come to understand that they are not defined by their doubts or struggles, but by their willingness to continue moving forward, to keep seeking truth and meaning, even when the road is unclear. Ultimately, this inner conflict is a reflection of the deep desire to live authentically, to be true to oneself and one's purpose. The individual with a special soul is not content with simply existing. They are driven by the need to understand, to evolve, and to contribute in a way that aligns with their soul's deepest calling. While this may lead to moments of confusion, self-doubt, and isolation, it is also the source of their greatest strength and potential. Their journey is one of continuous growth, and with each step, they come closer to the realization of who they truly are and what they are meant to offer to the world. The emotional depth that these individuals experience allows them to feel joy and love more intensely, but it also means that they are more susceptible to pain and sorrow. They may feel the weight of the world's suffering in a way that others do not. The injustices, the struggles of those around them, and the overall emotional climate of their environment can leave them feeling drained or burdened by the intensity of what they perceive. This can sometimes lead them to experience periods of emotional exhaustion, where the constant influx of external emotions and the weight of their own internal world become too much to bear. Their sensitivity often manifests in a need for solitude or introspection, as they seek to process and recharge from the overwhelming emotions that they absorb. This emotional sensitivity also influences their relationships with others. On one hand, their ability to empathize deeply allows them to form strong, meaningful bonds with people. They are often seen as compassionate listeners, as they genuinely care about others' experiences and emotions. They can offer support and comfort in ways that make others feel understood and validated. However, because of their emotional depth, they can also become deeply affected by the emotional states of the people around them. If they are surrounded by negativity or toxicity, they may absorb these emotions, leading to a sense of emotional imbalance. They may struggle to maintain boundaries in relationships, as their desire to help or support others can sometimes result in them neglecting their own emotional needs. Another aspect of their emotional sensitivity is the heightened awareness they have of their own inner emotional world. They tend to be introspective, constantly reflecting on their feelings and how they relate to their experiences. This introspection often leads to self-discovery and personal growth, but it can also create moments of self-doubt and emotional turbulence. They may find themselves constantly questioning their emotional responses, wondering whether they are overly sensitive or if their feelings are valid. This internal dialogue can lead to periods of emotional distress as they try to navigate the complexities of their emotional landscape. In some cases, they may even feel disconnected from their own emotions, unsure of how to process or express what they are experiencing. This heightened sensitivity is often coupled with a deep sense of responsibility. These individuals feel a profound duty to care for others, to help, to heal, and to make a positive impact on the world. This sense of responsibility, however, can become overwhelming when they are faced with situations that they feel they cannot change or control. The weight of this responsibility can lead to feelings of inadequacy, as they may feel as though they are failing to meet the emotional needs of those around them. They may also experience guilt for not being able to alleviate the suffering they perceive in others or in the world at large. This emotional burden can create internal conflict as they try to balance their desire to help others with the need to care for themselves. Despite the challenges that come with emotional sensitivity, it is also a source of great strength for these individuals. Their emotional depth allows them to experience life with a richness and intensity that many others do not. It gives them the ability to connect with others on a deep, authentic level, to share in the joys and sorrows of the human experience, and to offer compassion and understanding when it is most needed. Their sensitivity often drives them to pursue careers or callings that allow them to help others, whether as healers, counselors, artists, or activists, because they are driven by a deep desire to alleviate suffering and bring about positive change. This emotional sensitivity often leads to a heightened sense of creativity. These individuals are more likely to express their emotions through artistic endeavors, such as writing, painting, music, or dance. Art becomes a way for them to process and channel their emotional experiences, transforming pain into beauty and sorrow into expression. Their creative work often carries an emotional intensity that resonates deeply with others, as it speaks to universal human experiences. Through their art, they are able to communicate the depth of their inner world in ways that words alone cannot capture. However, their emotional sensitivity can also create moments of inner conflict, as they may struggle to reconcile their need for emotional connection with the reality of the world around them. They may feel torn between their desire to connect deeply with others and the need to protect themselves from the emotional overwhelm that comes with this sensitivity. This can lead to periods of withdrawal, where they seek solitude in order to process their emotions and regain a sense of balance. During these times, they may question whether their sensitivity is a gift or a curse, wondering if it would be easier to shut off their emotions and become more detached from the world. Ultimately, emotional sensitivity is a defining trait of individuals with a special soul. It shapes their interactions with the world and with others, driving them to seek deeper meaning, connection, and understanding. While it can be a source of emotional pain and difficulty, it is also the wellspring of their greatest strengths, their ability to empathize, their capacity for compassion, and their drive to create beauty and meaning in a world that often feels chaotic and indifferent. Through their emotional sensitivity, they are able to see the world in ways that others cannot, and in doing so, they bring a unique perspective and a much-needed depth to the human experience. In this journey of recognizing our uniqueness, we see that those who possess a special soul are not defined by the conventional standards of the world, but by the extraordinary way they experience life. Their sensitivity, introspection, and capacity for empathy create a profound connection with the universe and the people around them. While they may often face challenges and emotional turmoil, these individuals are, in fact, the heartbeats of humanity. They bring meaning, beauty, and compassion where it is most needed, and in their sensitivity lies a unique strength that the world cannot live without. If you recognize yourself in these words, take pride in your special soul. You are not ordinary. You are a gift to this world, and your impact is greater than you may ever know.